I'm at school right now. You can see that. That is already clear. The problem is that the place that I wanted to sit doesn't have the sunlight and I want to bask a little bit. Another problem, there is shit. Oh, actually, the limitation is that there is shit. Although it's dried up. I don't know if it's from a cow or whatever. But that animal eats a polythene bag. And that polythene bag, I would rather watch. It looks ugly. Let me just put it that way. And there's no other place. And any other place that I would want to sit in, I'll be too exposed. I want to stay somewhere that somehow the eye can't catch me if you are walking nearby. Or man, I want to own my own home. Man, it's crazy. I need my own home and my own space where I can be recording without thinking of even shit, because it will be in my control. Animals that will be there, but definitely I won't own a dog. Anyway, let me just find a spot, although it is too exposed. Although it's a few, almost 2 meters on my left. There is shit. Let me not think about it. I hear some lessons going on in their lecture halls and rooms. By the do I have storage? I think I had checked today. I had 5 GB. Let me clear some storage. I don't know. Nowadays I've just become so what? Uh, and what? What do you call a person who you can't guess their next move? Unpredictable, yes. I've become so unpredictable. I can even go for 50 minutes. 50 minutes. 6.8 GB. That will take me for about 6.8. Probably 30 minutes. Not any more than that. Right, so this diary might end at 20. At any moment I set my time as 20, I often go more than that. Now, there's someone who is also who is watching me from one side. They are sitting on the trees on the other end. They are sort of watching me. I don't like being watched. Not because you know, you can always feel someone is just watching you from far. You always can. That's how you just feel it. I don't know how. It's an unexplainable feeling. If you are, maybe I'm here and someone is watching me, chances are I'll feel them. Like there's a way I will. I can always feel someone is just watching you. And see, I can't. This feeling can't continue for like forever. I have to do something so that I hide myself. They have stopped looking at me. I think they were talking on the phone while looking at me. No, while you are talking to someone, you want to divert attention kidogo. The mind is it's a funny thing. It always wants to jump here and there. It wants to see, it wants to hear. It is multitasking at the same time. Now, Okay, they are busy. It's the same woman who, but they, okay. She looks like a woman who is the chem chem laboratory technician. Some time back, I did a report on a report a report on some chemistry practicals that we are doing, and she teared down that paper. By there, I felt like slapping her. You know, she's that kind of person who is attitude oriented. A small thing will make her very angry and or even annoyed. And such entitled people, you really don't want to mess with them if you don't know what you are doing. Me, I have no experience of psychology or even talking to someone, or I really do not have the guts to tell somebody or to even know what's going on with this person. And sometimes, by the way, I've never talked about this. Now, before the engineering students went home, in fact, the day that I came here, that very day that I arrived on this place, I had gone to the library to just enjoy some Wi-Fi because I think I did a diary that first day. I wanted to upload it, and I knew the library had a strong Wi-Fi since they are not full. There are very few students, engineering students. So I went to the Nini. I found myself sitting in a hall in the library. It's on the basement. Now, this woman comes out of these offices that are in the library for the staff. And from her looks, she looks like a lecturer. Now, she found me sitting in a lecture hall where I was not supposed to be, and I didn't know that, by the way. Now, she comes out of the office jolly, like dancing, sort of jolly dancing. I glanced at her, and she felt somehow uncomfortable. It's like, now she moves past me where I was sitting and then goes for the exit door. Before she even goes, she turns back and asks me, "Are you supposed to be here?" And I nodded. I didn't want to answer because I was tired by then. I was actually very tired because I was moving all over looking for the house, and then I come here to upload, and then you just want to stress me out. So she asks me again, are you supposed to be here? I nodded, yeah. I think she asked me for the third time, "Are you a lecturer?" I nodded again, yes. I don't know what happened in between. And I found myself, you know what? It's no point of staying here. And she was talking loudly. She was loud as fuck. That bitch was loud as fuck. But I want to say some ugly mean words, but I really don't want to. So, this bitch, this girl is taking some photos. She's wearing some. But then she's taking some photos. She's wearing this lab coat. I believe this should be a first year, or she wants to tell her boyfriend she's in school. She wants to show that she's in school. Anyway, let's continue the story. She was loud as fuck. I was really annoyed. I was like, if this person like speaks like this, arguing with her, somehow something told me, you know what? don't argue with her. I really wanted. In fact, if I had energy, I would have argued with her. I would have asked her to tone her voice down. Now, but something just, I think at that point, I don't know. I think it's a trauma that I've taken from my childhood, being shouted at. For me to, it's also, I curl down the tail in between my legs. Okay, this is just a metaphor, or should I say a simile, such that, hey, man, soon a shout. And you see, the defensive move that anyone would make at that point, even in your childhood, when someone is shouting, is just shut up and, and it's not right for someone to shout at you. But something changed after that. If someone ever shouts at me, it's either we are going to get into a fight, or I'm gonna turn her back. I'm gonna bring them. I'm gonna place them where they are supposed to be. And these are actually the effects of being brought in a, I don't know, how should I say this? In an upbringing that doesn't uphold you, that don't teach you that you are valuable. And you see, the raising up that I got, let me not generalize everything, I got, that I have to be calm, I have to be humble. Fuck you. I think when I'm now growing up, I'm starting to realize, you know what? If someone comes up with a certain energy, give that energy back. So she shouted at me. The thing that actually annoyed me, in fact, not her voice, I was not actually blaming her. Probably it's always, as a lecturer, you have to shout to students, okay? And that loud voice will come out naturally. So you can sort of, how should I say this? You can excuse that. Something that just made me annoyed me. I started walking while looking at her phone. In fact, I'm not looking at her. I didn't look at her again ever since I was at the chair seated. I started walking to the exit. I didn't want many things. I wish I had energy, man. I could have actually either I could have shouted I could have just brought her to her place. Stop shouting, I'm here. In fact, these are things that happen. I'm starting to think of them 2 weeks later, after I am on this place. But that's not the story. Let me finish the story and then I'm coming back here. There. She tells me to get out of here. But that statement was imenidunga roho. When I'm now starting to think about it, then it was not making sense. I was very tired. I was not actually paying attention. But the voice that bitch was loud as fuck. So, a bitch, yeah. I'm using it as it is, that bitch. So, that person, in fact, that woman, hey, that woman, I move out of the Nini exit. She's standing at the door waiting for me. I'm moving at my pace. I'm moving very slowly, looking at my phone. My attention is on my phone, like moving, head down towards the phone. So, I walk calmly. She wanted me to hurry up, but I am moving at my pace so that I annoy her. I sort of nearing her position. She stopped talking because she knew I might decide to go rogue you and even sort of slap her. Because I could. Why are you shouting at me? In hindsight, now when I was looking at this reaction, that woman actually mistreated me, and she was shouting at me. Hey, the resentment that I had that time, 2 weeks later after I have come here, remembering what she did. But I think after a while I realized, apana, it's not worth holding this resentment. And chances are we are going to meet with them. I'm going to meet with her when probably school activities resume. Now, it's either you find yourself in an awkward position or you remain to be the person with the power. Okay, let me not put it that way. At that time, if the same person 2 weeks later could have been in the same position that I was 2 weeks before, trust me, someone could have been slapped, or someone could have been, ningemweka kwenye anafaa, could have put them where they belong. But then from that point I said, it also happened while I was at work. Although I blame myself because I was the one who started it. I shouted at someone, and somehow later it sort of became, I don't know how to put it. Is it a habit or something else? So shouted at me and I was shut up. So somehow if someone shouts at me, I sort of calm down. And just like a dog who puts their tail in between their legs, that's actually the ripple effect. And from that point I said, you know what? If someone is ever going to shout at me, it's going to be a big confrontation between me and them. It's gonna be a big fight. It's either it has to be a verbal, I bring them to their place, or we fight. Yeah. Someone gets a hot slap, and it will be a nini by then. It will be a big thing. You see, being an introvert, plus now the raising up, sort of molds this person who is very, I don't know, docile. That ain't gonna happen again. Someone shouts at me or becomes rude at me, I'm gonna bring them to their place. And if that bitch if I ever come across, I think she was a sister, she was wearing like a sister. If I ever meet with her again, and by then I'll have an advantageous position, trust me, I'm gonna take advantage of that. And there is no, okay, probably the universe had other plans for me, who knows? Because at that time I wanted to upload the video and then go to the somewhere and get a mattress, because I wanted to buy a mattress so that I have somewhere to sleep on. You remember, that's my first day. Let this tractor pass. So I think it was something that was to take me through a detour. You go get this mattress at this time. Probably it was to just slightly change the route at which some decision needed to be changed. I was like, okay, if it was that way, let it go. Okay, let it go. Maybe it was to make me change my mind so that there's a slight twist in what I was to think some minutes later, so that by the time I'm supposed to be in that place, and chances are if I could have gone if they didn't shout at me at that point, or they didn't do that at that time, I could have bought a new mattress. Are you getting that? I could have bought a new mattress. I don't know. The universe has its ways of meaning. But from that point, I said, you know what? I'm gonna take charge of my life. No one is ever going to shout at me. And if you do, I'm gonna bring you down at that very moment. Don't even wait for 30 minutes later. Shut up, you woman. Stop shouting at me. I was replaying the video. In fact, I was replaying the scenario in my mind. What would I have done if I was grounded? Could have told that woman. And you see, the way I carried myself, just told her that I'm a student. Always have confidence. Always walk like you are confident, like you are important. In fact, that's actually what made me actually realize, oh, that's why she shouted at me to get out. That getting out actually annoyed me so much. And I really want revenge on that. Not even revenge. I want her to feel the pain. You see, you have to deal things how they come. Anyway, I hope the universe gives me a chance for my revenge. Spirits don't forgive. But I think looking back, I realized, man, I need to be standing up for myself. If someone ever shouts at me, in fact, my thing has been in my mind for the longest. I'm gonna raise my kids in a way that I'm gonna train them to always deal with such cases there, then, and right then. Don't wait for, if someone is shouting up to you, please tone them down or don't talk to them. I was replying the scenarios like, I could have told that woman, you're speaking to me here. I am not there. So, raise your voice down. Bring your voice down. I know I'm in the wrong place. And see, the first thing that you're supposed to do is acknowledging that you are in the wrong. I didn't know. I could have said that. I didn't know that I'm not supposed to be here. Why are you shouting at me? Because it's not that your fault. You didn't know. Are you getting that? Anyway, 22 minutes. Anyway, sawa. So, I think I'm gonna stand myself for myself next time. If someone shouts at me, and confidence, start carrying yourself with confidence. If you're in the wrong, do things in the wrong way with confidence, such that if someone wants to shout at you. Anyway, now today that story is gone. Those are the two women that it's always women that I meet that make my life miserable somehow. Not men. I've never met any. Anyway, sometimes you just have to understand women. Some are weirdos. So if there are women, be very antenna high. I was replaying another scenario. Me talking to her. I don't talk to women. I'm not supposed to be here, but I don't talk to women. Never talk to me like that. The universe will give me a chance to revenge. But I'll revenge in a way that I'll remind them of what they did. And I don't know. I don't know what will happen. But I have a feeling we'll meet again. That will be a moment of shining. Fanyie mtu madharau. And if you see someone with certain behaviors, they are projecting something that is of the opposite. If someone is shouting, that means they are lonely. And looking at how she was wearing like a sister. It means that she hadn't had sex for the longest. Perhaps. Who knows? Who even knows? Eh, but then somehow those no thoughts of revenging sort of calmed down after a while. I don't know what I did. I think I was influencing the the reality by then, or even altering reality by then. I think she must have felt it, and I don't know. Those those thoughts of revenge sort of calmed down, and I was like, let it go. You ought to have controlled it. You didn't, so just leave it alone. So I don't. By the way, that story that died down just like that. My priorities or my focus sort of changed. And it took about a week thinking about that stupid woman. Not even stupid. That projective woman. And it's somehow women. It's always women who make my life somehow. I don't know how do I say this, miserable. Not even miserable. I'm very wary when I'm dealing with women. I would rather deal with a man, because a man will deal with them there and then. You won't have any problem with them. But when I see women, my guard is always up. This my time. This is a devil in making, and might turn out into one. I would rather deal with men than dealing with women. Men, if you decide to nini, it's not that a big deal. It won't be a big deal. Unlike women, will always project their emotional what? Emotional emotional what? Emotional fears and insecurities. 27 minutes. So today I was doing a video. In fact, I have done actually a very casual video before I even came back to this place. A very simple video asking people. There are three groups of people. And when I put it, I also was laughing about it. For the 40 years that I've been on earth, I've learned there are three people. A person who will buy a laptop because they need it and they know the specs that they are supposed to go for. The second batch is the people who know they need a laptop, but they don't know what to, or they need it but they don't know the specs or tech jargon. And the third one is the people who are buying it because they saw an unboxing video, they saw their friend, peer pressure. That 40 years although the intent is showing people that have more experience in the tech field than many people. That's the metaphor. But people will miss. I was laughing my ass off when I was saying that before I actually said it properly. Many people will believe that I'm 40 years. Although I just wanted to just sort of manipulate, okay, not even manipulate, sort of distort reality a little bit. People are used to hearing truths all the time. Why don't you say the lie straight in their faces? And the way I was saying it, I didn't want to laugh, but I had to wear I had to wear a face. 2 minutes, 1 minute more before everything crumbles down. Now, I did that video, and sort of I was like, what don't I do this video after I do the diary? Something just told me, you know what? Do this diary right now. I did the diary. Oh, bro. Oh, I did that video and I posted then. Just 2 minutes later, hiya, steamer gone, electricity is out. Hey, I was like, in fact, after uploading the video, wait, I don't know. Hey, just some minutes before I move out, steamer gone. I was like, if that could have happened like after I've finished this diary, and you'll see I have to upload the diary so that steamer is not guaranteed. The electricity is not always on. So yeah. Um, so you have to sort of um, I have to sort of chances are I'm going to be discontinued. Yeah, so I was in the right time, doing the right thing. And if there is you see, you always have to always listen to your conscience. If it tells you don't go there, please don't go. Don't even argue with that voice. If someone tells you go there, please go. If something that just inside you, it's always a very calm voice, and it comes out where at that point where you are silent, you're not thinking about anything. Well, listening to that voice is very important. I always listen to it all the time because I've seen the consequences of not listening to it. Some things have happened, like I was being told not to go. All along, it's you. Your spirit is just telling you, brother, don't. But your mind tells you, do this because it's the normal. The brain, remember, human brain is used to doing obvious things that are predictable. So always listen to that voice in your head. And you see, you have to enhance that voice so that you know, okay, this is my conscience, this is my mind. There's a lot of experience you need to have with life so that you know how to filter out which is which. Now, I think I ought to be finishing this before I get discontinued. The lesson for this diary is that my guard is always up when I'm dealing with women. I would rather deal with a man than dealing with women. Hey, women! But it has happened almost 3 times. Is it 3? I think 3 times. The teacher who kicked me and made me hate school for the rest of my life. I think I won't ever go back to school. I won't have the same feeling of school how I used to be. For this woman found me sleeping some days before KCSE and kicked me very hard on the ground because she told me to sleep on the ground. Such a humiliating thing. Now this chemistry one, although that I didn't take personally because I think it was a mistake that I did. Plus I was dealing with a person who is always anger oriented. And now this woman, this stupid bitch who was loud as fuck. I think the universe has taught me enough time. And the person who had broke me, the soulmate, my soulmate. I don't know why they keep on repeating and I don't learn my lesson. Be very careful when you are dealing with women. Please. Brother, just be very careful when you are dealing with women. I would rather deal with a man because for a man you can